What's the word? It's been
What's
forever.
the word? Just making beats, recording people, trying to get the name out there, working, trying to make some money, pay my bills, just lifing.
How's it all been going? Anything notable?
I've been selling more beats lately, a little bit, seen a little bit more money come in from the production side of things. That's always good. I've been getting like a couple more, like I having bigger artists work with me, and I'm starting to definitely seeing growth. I've been seeing growth since I started this, which is a blessing, because I know a lot of people see like plateaus and stuff, and not to say there hasn't been a point where I felt like I had plateaus, but like it's not as an up and down cycle like being an artist is. Being a producer is more of a steady slope up rather than the up and down, kind of like being a rapper. So
how have you been making money with it? I always like to talk to people who do creative things like we do, because everybody monetizes it a little bit differently.
Yeah. My main thing is just marketing my social media. And there was a point of time where I think I went like 120 days where I posted a video every single day. I did that for like 100 something days straight. And that really got my following up a little bit. I got like a decent like 2,500 followers now, like real artists, mostly people I know and stuff. So I got like a good viewing of people who are investing in their music, and I would say it's a couple things. I've always had people reaching out to me for beats, but now I'm at the point where it's like I know my worth, and I'm not just gonna let my work go for free at this point. So it's kind of like me putting the law down, being like, hey, I'm gonna need some sort of compensation for this now. It's like, when I was learning, I was happy to have anybody get on my beats for free, but now it's like I'm past that learning point. I'm obviously getting better every day, but now it's like I lost my train of thought. I was saying, now that I'm at that point where I'm good enough, I feel like my beats are good enough that I should be able to charge people, and most people agree with that and like understand that this is not just a hobby, but it's also like a business that I want to do for a career and not have to work a 9 to 5 every day. And I'd also say recording people. I started learning to engineer 7-8 months ago, and that's really brought my business up quite a bit. I don't record as much as like a typical engineer does, but when I do, it definitely gets my beats out there. Another person I could really give a big shout out to Cash Cam. He's booking a lot of sessions right now. He's a big time engineer. I know he's recording a lot of people right now, and he's always playing my beats out in sessions to people who don't have stuff and shopping them out. So like, big shout out to him. He's definitely getting my name out there, and I appreciate that.
You've been good with social media for as long as I've known you. What are some of your tips, techniques that you're using on social media?
The biggest one is put your face out there. People, like, especially producers, don't really, like, a lot of them don't like to put their face out there, show what they look like, and show their personality. They really just want to like put their beats out there, and like, unless they're making the hardest beats in the world, like the best beats out of anyone, which nobody really is, you gotta have some personality out there, or else people are just gonna think you're just like some nerdy, lame producer who just sits in your room all day and makes beats. And like, you gotta show people that you actually got other things going on in real life, and just get creative with it for sure. Like, the main thing for me was every day I would do like I started doing like, I would take acapellas of like rappers and put them over my beats, and then put like a face cam of me just like reacting to it. The big thing is the face cam, just personality, really. You got to show yourself. You can't just be making these boring posts that like everyone could see, and it doesn't tell anybody anything about you. If people are following you, they want to know about you. It's like, they're interested. So like, give them what they want, which is like your personality, and like put yourself out there.
Do you have tips for being better on camera? I feel like that's something I'm still learning every day. It's almost unnatural.
I'm still learning it too. I mean, just forget it's even there. Like, you might notice I'm sitting right here. I'm looking out my window. Like, obviously I'm looking at you a little bit too, but like when I'm talking, just kind of thinking about shit, I'm looking out my window, just like into the sky and shit, and just kind of forgetting the camera's there. Like, this is just a normal conversation with you. I haven't talked to you in like a little under a year probably. So like, it's good to catch up with you. And it's not even like, we're kind of, just think about it like you're just recording. Like, don't even think about it. Like, just think about you're just doing what you would be doing anyways, but it just happens to have a camera on you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, and it's so much easier to actually interview people like you who I'm friends with and have known. We have a relationship that goes back versus some random.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, no, I get that. I would even be nervous if I was doing that. I haven't really done, like, I've done a couple interviews, but a lot of them have just kind of been me in the background where like another artist does it, like someone I'm producing for. But yeah, no, I totally would imagine it'd be a little awkward. It's always awkward talking to people you don't really know that well. But sometimes it ends up good. Sometimes you end up having good, deep conversations with people, and you wouldn't think that that's how it would go.
Do you feel like you've come out of your shell a little bit in the past couple of years?
Yeah, I do. I thank God. I put a lot of that up to God. Lately, you know, I used to be my, it's kind of deep, but my dog died like 2 years ago. I had no girlfriend. I had some friends, but no one I was super close with. My closest thing to me was my family, my dog. And my dog died like 2 years ago as a puppy when he was like a year old. He got cancer and died just randomly. And that really broke my heart and made me lose a lot of faith in the world and God. And just like, I always used to believe that things did happen for a reason, but I did lose a lot of faith when that happened. And I went through depression pretty heavily for a couple months. And I don't know what kicked me back into gear, but I will say making beats really helped me get through that. I had a couple friends, you know, I live with my roommate. Shout out to him. I don't live with him anymore, but he's a good guy. But there's this one kid named Liam. Me and him would lock in almost every day, just cook up, make beats. And that really got me through what I was going through. And I don't know, and I don't remember what ended up happening, but I got that restoration of faith, and like I started believing that, you know, I got a path to follow, and as long as I keep putting in the work and what I believe that I should be doing, if I'm doing that every day and consistently just doing what I think that I should be doing, which is making music and putting myself out there, that God will lead the way, kind of, and He has. Obviously, I'm not where I want to be at, and I got a really long way to go, but the progress I've made in the past like 2 years, it is pretty, to me, it's mind blowing, because, you know, I'm farther than I'd ever been as like a musician before this, and I just did this in the past 2 years, you know.
I don't think we've ever talked about this before. So you do believe in a God, a higher power?
I do. So I don't believe in like a man in the sky that's just watching down on everyone, but I do believe a higher power. That's how I would put it, for sure. I believe that there's something, whatever made this earth or whatever the reason we're here, there's something that's maybe not watching over us, but there is something that leads this world, and there is like a higher power, like you put it.
Did that just pop up on your end, like a thing that went like that?
No, what? Did you put your thumbs up?
Dude, a thumbs up just popped up on my screen right after you just said like such a good quote. That was so random.
Hell yeah. Maybe God's watching down on us, bro.
I should have asked you before, is there anything that you want to talk about, promote, stuff you're working on, something that's on your chest, just in general?
No, I'm glad we brought up like the like me, like the path I'm going now. Because there's like definitely, I just like, my bad, I'm eating a little pizza. But I just like spitting game with you. You know, it's going back and forth wherever the conversation leads. I was really just happy to talk to you. So whatever you want to talk about, really, it's always a good conversation with you.
Definitely. There are some people, I don't know if you've ever had this, because I was thinking back on when did I even first meet you? How did we start running around in the same circle? And there's some people in my life that I actually can't really remember the moment. It just kind of clicked, and we've just been going ever since.
Mm-hmm.
But do you ever have that? Like certain people that you just, it's almost like you're kind of just catching back up where you left off.
That's how I feel with you, bro. I mean, I think we met at the studio one day or something, but shit, I feel like we don't talk a lot, but I've always been like, felt like we're close. Like, you're a really good dude, and I know I can always be open with you and stuff. Other than you, man, I mean, I'd just say like the people I have in my circle right now. I mean, I can say I can remember like a lot of times like where I met. I remember meeting like Jace. I met him at the studio. It's funny because I met most of my close people that I'm close with right now in the studio, which is funny. I'd say actually almost everybody that I'm close with right now I met in the studio.
Yeah, all people going down a similar path for sure.
Yeah, and that's really one of the reasons that's led me to progress as far as I have so far is because I'm surrounding myself with the people who have that same goals as me and we all want to see each other succeed. It's like nobody's hating on, nobody's like envious of the other, you know?
Yeah, and
I want to see my, maybe not just as bad as I want it myself, because I want it real, real bad, but I want to see my brothers succeed almost as bad as I want to see myself succeed. And they know that because, you know, like Benny, me and him, we're really close still, and he's a really good dude, but he knows I get on his ass every once in a while because I just like, we disagree on something or whatever it is, and he knows it's out of love. If I get on my people, it's like if I feel like you're not doing what you should be doing or like on top of your shit, I'll get on you. And like, I'm not just calling Benny out specifically. I'm just saying every once in a while, me and him will have like a conversation where it's like, what are we doing, you know? And like that's big for me to have people around me that I can be honest with, and that'll be honest with me.
I think everybody that you mentioned, we all kind of started at the bottom. Like you were super young at that time, just coming out of high school.
Yeah, true.
I feel like we all kind of got to see each other slowly elevate and get better at each person's individual craft, which is really cool to see.
Yeah, that's definitely, it's a beautiful thing. And not to mention the people I met along the way. There's people that you haven't even met that are like some of my closest friends right now that I'm producing with and that I'm making music with. Shout out to Logan. Shout out to Joe Armadizi. Shout out to Boogie. You know, me and him aren't like super close as a person, but when it comes to music wise, like he's like my, besides Cam, you know, me and Cam are always locked in. Me and the Scumlords, you know, Jason, Benny, but Boogie, as of lately, like the past like 6 months, he's like the artist that I've really locked in with, and I got that faith that he's gonna pop off.
And I feel like there's something about doing it out of Kansas City. It's almost like you feel underrated or overlooked because it's not like a huge famous music location.
Yeah, for sure.
But you see that everyone around you is super talented. So it's almost like you're waiting on the momentum of it. It
is. And, you know, it's funny because we've always said like the past like year or two that, you know, it's going to happen eventually. Like we all have that talent. It's just once one person gets it, it's on go. And I still do believe that. But it's funny. It's almost like a blessing and a curse because you got to work harder out here. Not to say that people in other places don't work hard, but like to really put yourself out there, it's like it's a different ball game out here. And for what we're doing now, I'd say we're getting there. And I know that for sure, like in the next 3-4 years, that one of the artists that I'm working with in this town is gonna go up. You know, I got my bets on a couple people that it might be, but who knows? It could be someone that I don't even really like, that I'm not even really that close to, that I'm just kind of like, it's kind of just a client for mine. And next thing I know, they could be the one, and that could start a whole chain. Like it's kind of a chain of reaction. Is that how you say it? Chain reaction? Yeah, that's how I feel this will go. Is it'll be a chain reaction to everything.
And trends kind of dip and rise in ways like that too. Like what's hot is always changing.
For sure.
And at least you and the other guys that I'm friends with, it's so authentic. I think people will really get behind that. And it's really just a matter of time.
I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
Like I said, my bad, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just saying, like I said, it's a blessing. And like I've really realized that like the past couple weeks, and that's helped me. Not only does it help me continue to work hard, but it helps me good at keeping the right mind frame. You know, I'm not depressed all the time like I used to be. And I'm just in good faith because I do, like I said, I do believe a lot of it comes from God and me believing that He's got a path for me, and me just knowing I'm doing what I got to do, and knowing that He'll carry the way, you know, and that's helped me so much the past couple months.
I feel like if you know in your mind what the end goal is, then everything else becomes a little bit easier because you know that you're on the route, and it's just the space in between. It's getting there.
Mm-hmm.
That's also the fun part of it too. It's like a video game quality, damn near.
Yeah,
trying to upgrade your skills, upgrade yourself, upgrade your life so that it's the best that it can possibly be. So that,
like GTA.
Yeah.
That's why I don't play GTA, because it really does feel like a life game for me. And it's like I'd rather work on myself. Not to say that game's not fun, but it is funny because I used to play games a lot, and now my game is like FL Studio. That's like I was talking to my friend the other day about it. It is like a video game when you really get into it. It's like it's not my everything, but it's just one of my big things that keeps me going.
And there's so much to it. Like if you just even click through the stock plugins, there's so many that I've just never used and don't even know what they are.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot to learn. I still got to put in. I'd say I got my 10,000 hours in, you know, but I've still got another fucking 100,000 hours to go.
No doubt. FL Studio's the best one too, by far.
It's really something like that I see myself. I think about it every once in a while. I really don't ever see myself stopping, like making beats, even when I'm old. I got family. I think obviously I won't do it to the rate that I'm doing it right now forever. But even when I'm old and I got a family and even when I'm retired or whatever I'm doing, I don't think I'll ever stop making beats, just even for fun. Like if I'm not doing it all the time, you know, but I'll always want to keep the skill and still do it just for fun, you know?
Yeah. Why would you not want to? I feel like that's so key because you got to work hard in no matter what you're doing. So you might as well choose something that you're excited to do every day, that it's not like a drag.
And it's not that complicated either. It really is that simple. It's just work hard at doing what you love. And a lot of people's problem with the music is they like it, but they don't love it. And you can tell when someone really loves it. They just got a passion for it, like not that many people do. And I'll say I definitely love it. It's not a love-hate relationship, but it's tough at times. Like, I don't really get into like the beat blocks or slumps like most people do, which is funny because like I know some super talented people, like even some big time producers will be like get to like a beat block or a slump or whatever. And I've been doing this for 2 years, bro, and I've never gone longer than like 2 or 3 days without like just getting on my computer and making something. Just because like I have so much feel like I have so much. I always have so many melodies and just like music shit flowing through my body. It's like I gotta let it out.
I think that comes from living life too, like going out, having experiences, and then coming back to your art, and you got a little inspiration to pull
That
from.
is a fantastic point, and that might be why a lot of people do suffer beat block, is because they get too locked in and they're not going out and doing other things as well. I'll say I have been to that point where I no more than like a day or two where I'm literally just all day going at it. But I'll always I like even the little shit. Like I like going out and just picking up food, driving my car. I really like driving, especially now that I got the car that I have now. I love to drive. That's one of my favorite hobbies. It's funny because most people wouldn't say that, but I love to drive just random places and like just go do little shit. Like not shit like I don't like go out and party a lot, but like I'll go out and just do little things like go pick up something from at the store, like just go like meet up with someone for a little bit and then go home. It's just little stuff like that that helps for sure.
Oh yeah, that little stuff helps, because I feel like if I don't get that, even just little social interaction per day, it can kind of mess with you up here.
Oh, for sure, yeah. That's a great point.
Yeah, like we're social animals.
Yeah, like myself, I'm quite an introvert, but even then you still gotta. It's not like healthy to not do little shit that gets you out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Also, being around the right people too. Socializing with people that you don't like or strangers sucks. You got to be with friends.
Yeah, I don't really go to bars or parties. I do go. Have you ever been? No, you lived here for a couple years. You ever been to the Levee?
I've heard of it. I don't think I ever went.
I like going there. That's like a cool little spot that I like to go to. I don't go there often, but when I do go out, that's usually where I go.
You like people watching?
That people watching?
Yeah, like just observing people.
So I got real quick, I'm gonna show you my setup here. I sit here and this is my setup, and right out here is my window, and I see people walking up and down the sidewalks all the time. And I don't like to be like a creep by any means, but like, yeah, I definitely do enjoy like just looking out and seeing like, wonder what that person's up to, and just thinking about it for a minute. But like, I don't like to get to the point where it's like creepy almost. But yeah, no, for sure, I definitely like to observe people, I'd say. Because it's kind of crazy. Sorry to interrupt you. I was saying it's kind of crazy when you think about it. Like we're all living our own lives, and like everything seems, things might seem fucked up to you at a time. But if you think about it, like everyone has their own shit that's going on. And if you think about, if you put yourself in someone else's perspective for a second and like be like, damn, someone else has got a whole other life that's like mine, that they're living at all times, and they're like, I wonder what they're up to, you know? It's shit like that that is crazy to me. Because like most people, like not most people, but like even I get into that mode where it's kind of like the world just revolves around you. And then you got to think, but every once in a while you got to think like everyone has their own world, you know? Like we all have our own perspectives, and everyone's got a whole life that's going on around them. Even if you think your life is all over the place, there's billions of people, like even in your own city, you look out and you're like, damn, that person's got, they got some, probably got as much shit as I do going on. And there's a million other people out there like that. So like the main thing for me is like to realize the world doesn't revolve around yourself. You know, there's other people out there who are living life too.
Yeah. And those people don't give a shit about us, you know, everybody.
Yeah, it's like kind of my point. A lot of people think the world revolves around them, and it's not. They don't do it selfishly. That's the thing. I think most people aren't naturally like purposely selfish, but I do think a lot of people are naturally like they don't realize that there's other shit going on besides what's happening in their world. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Nobody's gonna care about you more than you.
Oh yeah, exactly. Took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah, you gotta, like, you can't expect somebody to come and save you either. If you want to be successful, if you want to have money, if you want to be great at whatever you do, it is truly up to you.
For sure. Most people want to come up with excuses like, oh, his family, he was born rich, his family, they live in a nice place. We all got the same 24 hours, 7 days a week, 30 days a month. We're all, like, if someone can do something, then you can do it too. And, like, it might not be as easy for you as it was for them, but anything that has been achieved already is possible. Even shit that hasn't been achieved, but, like, it should be, like, motivating to know other people can do shit that you want to do, and that they came from where you're at too, probably.
Yeah, that why not me attitude. Mm-hmm. Somebody else can do it. Just do what they did.
I have to get myself out of that mindset every once in a while too. It's like it's normal to be like a little bit jealous when you see someone, you know, rolling down the street with a bad bitch in the whip with a $100,000 car pulling up to a mansion or whatever it is. You look, especially on social media, you see people flexing all the time. But first thing is, a lot of that's facade, and as you grow older, you learn that. And the second thing is, it's better to use it as motivation. Like, you can do that too, rather than be like, damn, why not me? Like you said.
Yeah, that attitude will get you nowhere.
For sure.
You picked a crazy career path, some would say. I mean, I'm sure you have family, probably some friends out there who are even still like, what are you doing? Oh, you're really trying to do this music thing?
You know, it's funny because, like I said, I'm not near where I want to be, and I haven't like made it yet. But that's kind of gone. Like, there's not really that many people out there anymore that are like doubting me, which is kind of humbling, or not humbling, but kind of feels crazy to say, because I remember when I was a rapper and like that was like, there wasn't even, my family didn't really believe in me. But what I'm doing now, it's like there's not a lot of doubters out there around me anymore, bro. The people I grew up with, the people that I don't talk to anymore that knew me in high school, even them, like most of them are not even at that, are not even at like that anymore. It's like a lot of people realize, like, when you put so much work into something and you put yourself out there like I have, people realize he's like, oh yeah, he's doing this for real. Like he's going all in, or like all or nothing. And people respect that for sure. You get to a point where that passes. People either start ignoring you and just don't even notice it at all. And the ones who will notice, they're not going to doubt you anymore.
I feel like it's almost riskier to not take the risk like that, if that makes any sense. Like just trying to live your normal, safe life is so risky because time will pass you by and you will end up with nothing.
Yeah. But also think about it, I think there are some people out there who don't have like a big, crazy dream like we do, you know, and that's totally fine. We need people like that who are like okay with living just a normal life, working their normal job, going home to their family. That's totally fine. The world needs people like that. And I don't think everyone has, I know most people have, but I think there really are some people out there who've never had like a crazy dream, or like they're just okay with living this life, which is fine. But you're right about that. There's definitely it makes some people like jealous. Obviously, like I said, I'm not trying to say that I'm like going big yet or anything like that. But even where I'm at, some people are low-key just jealous because they knew they had like a dream that they're past that point to where they could have followed it, and it, like deep down inside, it hurts them. Like what may seem like hate to you from them is in reality just like jealousy that they didn't take that risk to do what they wanted to do.
Oh yeah, and also super underrated how far 2 years can take you. Even shorter amounts of time than that, you can make huge progress. But if you have a dream out there and you want to try something, you've always had this thought of maybe I should do this, you can actually do it in a shorter time frame than you think if you just do it every day.
For sure. And there's still people that are in their 40s and 50s just now becoming successful. Like, life seems like, I know people will say like life is short and shit goes by fast, and it does eventually. But like, we have most people that aren't gonna, you know, die to gun violence or a car crash or die a tragic early death. We do have more time. Like, we do got a lot of time, and there's a lot of people who weren't successful. A lot of the most successful people who weren't to that point until they were in their 40s, 50s, even 60s.
You were saying a lot of people don't have a dream, but obviously you do. Why do you have to do it? What is the reason that's burning down in the pit of your chest for why you have to do this?
That's a good question. Because I feel like I feel like this is what I was born to do. I feel like God gave me this gift, gave me the skill to be musically inclined, and I would be doing a disservice to not take advantage of that and make it my career, my life. That's the main reason. Second reason is obviously I love this more than anything else. Nobody wants to be working a 9-to-5, but me especially, I don't want to be working a 9-to-5 because I would rather be doing this. And that's one of the main things that's in my gut. Another reason is I want to take, it's not, you know, this is like not the end all be all, but I want to take care of my family, and especially my mom and my dad. Like, I love all my family, but my mom and my dad, I really want to make up for them, like everything that I couldn't be more grateful for them, like everything they've done for me throughout my life. And I really want to, you know, be able to take care of them and show them, you know, like they believe me, they believe in me, they definitely do, but like show people that I can do it. And, you know, it's really not the main thing for me anymore, but what used to be my biggest motivating point was proving people wrong. And like the more and more I get into this and the more I learn in life, the less I care about proving people wrong. Because what people think doesn't really matter, and that doesn't affect you at the end of the day. It's really up to you. Like, what matters most is how you feel, and like the people that you love, how they feel. So like, the more time goes on, the less I care about proving people wrong. Because like that, yeah, that's cool. Like for people who doubted me and like to say that, yeah, I did it. But at the end of the day, like that doesn't make you whole. What really makes you whole is doing what you love and taking care of the people that you love.
Yeah, it's more about the relationship you have with yourself. And do I love myself? And
Right.
a big one for me is, am I getting better? If I, whatever it is, maybe if you take 2 to 3 days off of making music, or for me, 2 to 3 days off of writing, like you feel like you're slipping. And that feeling of I'm not getting better drives me insane. And it really motivates me to get back on the grind.
Yeah, I love that too. I'm always I'm a one day at a time type of dude. Like every day I do believe in that theory that if you just work hard every day, just get a little bit better every day, it really starts to build up. That's my main. I love that thought. Like because people don't realize it, because especially in a lot of cases, like a lot of careers, it's a lot of, like I said, up and down, up and down. But really, I do believe, and I do think it is motivating to think, like, if you're willing to work hard every day, just every day you'll get a little bit better, and it starts to compound and build on top of each other.
How did you start learning? Like, were you a YouTube guy? I'm curious how you went like day 1 to day 1,000.
I've been a YouTube guy my whole life, actually. For everything, I've learned most of my skills from YouTube. Yeah, I was. I when it came to like learning how to use the program and learning the basics, yeah, it was YouTube. And Jace also taught me a little bit, because he started a little bit before me. So Jace definitely taught me a little bit. The main thing that it wasn't a direct, like nobody was directly teaching me, but the main thing I would say that I've learned from was if when it comes to music, I listen to music that I grew up on, and music that I've always loved, like my favorite songs. And I listen to that and I find out what it is that sticks out about that, why people like it, why I like it, what about that song is like good. So like, for example, if I'm making a beat and I'm like, damn, this clap, or this 808 pattern is like, that's what did it for me. Like whatever sticks out to me the most is I study that. Like I study music that I have loved in the past, and I study my favorite music basically. I really dig down into it, listen to songs, and just listen to the patterns and like the bounce and like what makes it stick out, you know.
And sampling too. There's already so much good stuff out there that already exists that's waiting to be made into its next thing.
No doubt. There's endless samples out there. You could literally make beats for the rest of your life, all day, every day, and you would never run out of samples.
So what does the end goal look like for you, if there even is one?
There's not an end goal, but there is like a main goal that once I get to that point, then I can start really making, really setting huge goals. But the goal for me, the main goal, is to be able to just make music and not work a job. Because you do know I do some work at Guitar Center right now to help me pay my bills. Obviously, I'm making a little bit of money off the producing and the engineering. That's definitely not a joke. That's my main like thing right now. But my main goal is to not have to do anything but do this and just be able to live off that.
That's such a different mindset that you have to go into? Because like you were saying, a lot of people have a passion, maybe or may not, but then taking that passion and making money from it, you almost have to flip a different switch because you're going from creative mode to like very logistic.
It's not fun. It's the reason that 95% of people have hobbies that they love to do and they would love to do for a living, but aren't willing to turn that into a business and kind of lose some of the fun out of it. And if you love it enough, you'll be willing to do that. But I am willing to do that. And it's like I said, I wish I could just make beats and just have people use them and be that simple, but it's not. And like I'm willing to accept that and do what I have to do to make it work.
You were talking about crypto years ago. Just speaking of money, like, are you still in that space? And I remember you were talking about NFTs a long time ago too. Did you ever make money off that?
I made a lot of money and I lost more. I did. I did make a lot, but I also lost a lot. No, as of now, I just don't have the time to learn what I need to learn to stay in the market, and I don't have the money to invest in it right now.
That's crypto or NFTs?
Both. NFTs, I don't. I think there's still probably some out there that have some cases that could be decent investments, but it's definitely a dying market as of right now. And crypto for sure is you can still plenty of money in that scene. And if you're doing if you're playing it smart, there's definitely money to be made there. But it comes with like a lot of time. Like I'd spend hours a day just studying it and paying attention to the market and shit, and I just don't have the time to do it anymore.
Yeah, it's almost like that, the lottery, gambling, sports betting. You would be so much better off just directing your time towards a profitable business or an idea or a skill.
I tell that, that's funny. My dad's a big gambler. I tell him that same thing. So you're better off putting all that time that you spend trying to be good at gambling or crypto or whatever it is into what you said, into a business or an actual hustle. But it's not as fun, because there's not that chance of I could get lucky and win $1 million when you're running a business.
Yeah, you ain't getting lucky. It's did you put in the work or not?
Yeah, for sure. And that's what keeps people doing that. That's what keeps people gambling, keeps people in those markets, keeps people buying NFTs, keeps people buying lottery tickets, all that. It's always that chance of, I probably won't, but I could become a millionaire off this.
I have some random questions. Do you want to answer them?
Of course.
Okay. I think I already know the answer to this because you talked about it earlier. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Dogs, for sure.
That was a long shot.
If you could only... Did you ever have a cat?
Yeah, I used to.
If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would you choose?
Steak.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
TV show that you like to watch?
Have you ever heard of Freaks and Geeks?
No, I have not.
That's one of my favorite shows of all time. It's not like an amazing show, but me personally, I don't know what it is. I just love that show. I watched it a couple times. It's only one season, but that show, it like takes place in like the 70s, I believe. It's just like a high school like kind of like drama, but I love that show. That's probably my favorite show. Not the best show I've seen, but my favorite.
Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah, I do.
What's your reason for that?
Because the chance that there's not aliens out there is a lot lower than the chance that there are aliens out there in the galaxy. Like it's damn near to think that we live in a ginormous galaxy of planets and we're the only people is actually kind of ignorant, in my opinion.
Huh, you think so?
Yeah, I do.
I saw a graphic today, and it was these two massive black holes that are in our solar system. And then it showed how small Earth was next to them. Like, most of it consists of these big black holes. Crazy.
That's my point. This galaxy is like the world, not Earth, but the whole world is huge. There's no way that humans are the only like creatures living. So I honestly don't think, I almost think it's almost not possible.
In 5 years from now, what do you think will be the most unexpected thing about your life?
That's a good question. The most unexpected thing? I guess that's a hard question because if I can take a guess now, then it really wouldn't be too unexpected, would it?
No, that's true.
Great question. I don't know. I'd like to have I've never had like a serious girlfriend. I'd like to have like I'd like to be in a good relationship. I'd say that.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah.
If you time traveled 100 years into the future, what's the first thing that you would do?
Find out about my family and my friends, like look into that and see what happened with them, where they ended up in life.
Do you have any product pitch or a business idea that you've always had in your mind?
Become this dude named Gittyman and just make really good beats and then sell them to people.
Okay, here's one. Is there a worst piece of advice that you've ever received about making beats or production, anything like that?
That's a good question. Not that I can specifically think of, but I will say there's a lot of like on YouTube, there is a lot of good information, but there's also a lot of people who don't make good beats and who are in the industry, who aren't getting placements, who do say a lot of shit that's just you shouldn't listen to.
Mm.
Like one big thing that like an example I could think of was like mixing in effect, like plugin, like a master chain, if you know what that is. Like people will tell you to put all types of shit on your sounds, like to add all these distortion plugins, these EQs, these mastering plugins, and you don't need any of that. You don't need any of it. That's in my opinion some of the worst advice is to like over mix your beats.
Mm. Yeah, you can.
If you're using good sounds, you don't need to do any of that. It's just leveling.
If you could network with one person in the industry, who would you pick?
Good question. Network as in just meet them and get to work with them.
Yeah.
Kanye.
It's a good answer.
Yeah. He's probably my dream musician to work with. I'd say him.
Aside from music, do you have any bizarre or unusual talents that people don't know about?
That's funny. So not really anymore because most of my time is spent on music. But a couple years ago, growing up, I was a professional esports player. I played. Do you know Super Smash Bros? You know that game?
No shit. I didn't know this.
I was ranked 7th in the state of Kansas at Smash Bros. And I would go to tournaments, and not every tournament, but I'd usually leave with like every once in a while I'd leave with money. And this is when I was like, I'm talking like when I was in high school. I still play the game on occasion, but I used to be like very, very good at that game. So yeah,
Dang,
that's a hidden
not
talent.
know that.
Is Super Smash Bros. The video game. I was like, I would, I was one of the best players in the state.
You still ever turn it on, or have you retired?
No, I do on occasion. Yeah, I definitely don't go to tournaments or like to take it seriously, but I'll play online every once in a while. Maybe like once every couple months. But it's the type of game to where if you're not playing every single day and constantly practicing, you're not going to keep up.
If you could go live anywhere on the globe for a year, where would you choose?
Man, there's a couple places I'd like to live. My sister, she lives in Oregon. I really like it out there. Portland, Oregon is probably one of them. I think it'd be cool to live in Florida, California. Probably one of those three places. Probably Florida because music wise, Oregon isn't really as popping, and Florida's really going up in the music scene right now.
What do you want to be remembered for long after you're gone?
I want to be remembered for good question. I would say like hopefully I like people recognize me for like the love that I spread to everyone that I'm close with, like my family, my friends. Hopefully people realize like how much I love them, like the people I'm close with, and in the world, in the actual world, would say I want to be recognized for just being myself. Probably, I just like to be recognized as Gittyman and no one else. You know, he didn't. They would say like I wish they would say like he didn't. Like he was just so himself. You know, he was so. He never tried to be anybody else, and he was like almost like comfortable in my skin, I guess. I don't know. That's a hard question.
If you could send yourself a message 10 years ago, so you from 10 years ago, if you could send a message to him, what would it be?
Life gets hard. Enjoy what you have now because in 10 years you're going to miss it. And stop smoking so much weed.
Is there
Slow down on the weed a little bit.
Yes. Is there anything about music or your production process that most people don't know?
Here's something kind of funny. I love to like make music with like I love to go in the studio and work with like other producers and my friends and stuff, but honestly, I think I make the best music and I think I like to make it the most when I'm here alone in my room.
What's the reason for that?
I just feel most comfortable. Like I definitely feel comfortable at the studio too, but I just feel most comfortable here. And I've been doing it here for so long that it's just kind of like almost like a happy place for me. And I like to be with my dog. He's chilling in my room right now here in my little studio room. But I like to be. I just like to be home. There's something about it that just that makes me more comfortable and makes me better, in my opinion.
What's the most rewarding part about what you do?
It feels really good when like people are like Like, don't get me wrong, like it's cool to make a hard beat, but when I make something the term I use is wavy. It's like it's kind of nostalgic, like just like a vibe. I love when people like recognize something that I make as like a nostalgic vibe, or like something that makes them feel something. I like making people feel shit, you know. I'd say that's it.
Any final thoughts? Things you want to leave with people?
I hope everyone believes in themselves and whatever they're doing, and I hope you succeed. And I hope you you love the people around you and your family. I hope you love your family and your friends, and I hope that you find whatever path it is that God set for you and whatever you were made to do. And I hope that you follow down that path. And don't let up for anybody. And yeah, just I'm spreading peace and love to all my people, and stay positive. That's another thing. Life changed for me when I learned to stay positive. Stay positive no matter what. Shit gets hard. Everyone has situations where they feel like they're at the rock bottom, but always stay positive. Shit could be much worse even when you think it can't.
Gittyman, let's wrap it up. Where can people find more about you?
My Instagram, I just changed the name. That used to be Gittyman KC. Now it's just Gittyman _ GITTYMAN _. You can find me at the studio in Kansas City. I'm working at Emerald Dreams currently. You can. I don't be on YouTube too often, but I do have a YouTube channel. It should just be Young Gittyman. You can always reach out to me on Snapchat. I'm not on there a whole lot either, but it's Based Gittyman, BASEDGITTY. No Gittyman. I was wrong about that. Just Based Gitty. Just find me out at the studio, man. If you want to link up, I'm always there. If you need any music gear, as of now, I'm working at Guitar Center too, so I got deals on any type of audio equipment or anything you need. Hit me up for that too, and mainly just hit me up for beats and to make music. I love to work with people. Like I said, I'm at the point where most people I am going to need some sort of compensation, so I don't really work for free much anymore, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to work with people. It means that I value my time.